garden hoses strapped to shoes. Roger Federer as an investor.
Yeah.
You heard that right.
This week's deep dive is into On Running.
They took a crazy idea and turned it into a global brand.
Buckle up.
Welcome to Decent Deep Dive,
The show where we bring you the untold stories.
behind the biggest names in sports, entertainment, and marketing.
On Running's story,
It's a wild one.
it proves that even the most outlandish ideas,
Can become huge successes.
with passion, luck, and a whole lot of hustle.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning.
All right.
Garden hoses. Seriously, whose idea was that?
That would be Olivier Bernhard,
Okay.
a 6-time Ironman
Wow.
and 2-time world champion triathlete.
So this wasn't just some random guy tinkering in his garage.
This guy was the real deal.
A champion athlete.
Exactly.
But why garden hoses?
Well, Olivier's story is pretty fascinating.
Okay, lay it on me.
He came from humble beginnings,
Humble beginnings.
grew up on a Swiss farm,
Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here.
far from the world of fancy shoe stores. Even his first professional win
Yeah.
only earned him $1,000.
Seriously. $1,000.
We can imagine.
Wow, that's rough.
It was.
So those early struggles
They really shaped his outlook.
and fueled his desire
Yeah.
to create a better running shoe.
He wasn't just chasing trends.
He was solving a problem he knew firsthand.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got this driven athlete
Yeah,
with a mission.
right.
But how did he go from there to actually building a company?
Well, after retiring from competition, he started a coaching company.
All right.
But that drive to innovate never left him.
I bet.
And then one day,
Hmm.
an engineer friend reached out to him
With his,
with this crazy prototype,
Using-
garden hoses.
okay, I have to know. What was his reaction?
He was skeptical at first.
I bet.
Who wouldn't be?
Right?
But then he tried it.
It just,
He was hooked. The way those hoses interacted with the ground, it created this totally different running sensation.
different how?
It was a total light bulb moment.
Okay, so the idea had potential.
It did.
But turning a garden hose experiment
Yeah,
into a successful shoe company,
right.
that takes more than just a good idea.
Absolutely. You need a solid team.
That's where Casper Capetti and David Alman come in.
Exactly.
They were the business brains behind the operation,
They brought the business expertise.
but they also believed in Olivier's vision,
Right. More importantly, they believed
enough to invest their own money.
in a startup.
In 2010,
Back in 2010,
that was a huge risk.
it was.
Most people would have laughed them out of the room.
Probably.
These guys must have seen something truly special,
They did.
and they moved fast.
From prototype to production.
In 6 months.
6 months.
That's insane.
They knew they had to strike while the iron was hot.
But those early days couldn't have been easy.
There were challenges.
Let me guess. Squeaky shoes.
You got it.
Early versions were known for their squeaks.
Yeah, and let's just say the aesthetics weren't exactly winning any design awards.
I can imagine. Plus, they were operating on a tight budget, right?
Shoestring budget?
And convincing retailers to take a chance on this unconventional shoe.
It was a tough sell.
I bet those sales pitches were interesting.
They decided to skip the traditional presentations.
Really? What did they do?
They took retailers for runs.
They let them experience the shoe firsthand.
It was a genius move.
Smart. Show, don't tell.
So, how did they break into the market?
Their big break.
Yeah.
It came at ISPO Munich,
ISPO unit.
the largest sporting goods trade show in the world.
Okay, so they're at the big leagues now.
They went in hoping to secure a few distribution deals,
Modest goals.
maybe expand into 3 countries, max.
3 countries?
They were thinking small.
Wow. Talk about underestimating yourself.
But then something incredible happened.
What happened?
They won the ISPO Brand New Award.
Beating out over 300 competitors.
Seriously.
Suddenly, they were fielding orders from 19 countries.
19 countries. Talk about exceeding expectations.
It was a whirlwind.
That must have been an incredible feeling,
It was.
but also a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
They had to produce thousands of shoes.
Before even receiving payment.
That's a huge financial risk.
It was.
But they managed it,
They did.
kept the momentum going.
Their next big win would come on the world's biggest stage.
Bigger than ISPO Munich.
The Olympics?
No way.
At the 2016 Rio Olympics, Nicholas Spirig, wearing On shoes, won the silver medal.
In the wait.
Women's triathlon.
Okay, that's a marketing campaign you can't buy.
Instant credibility.
The Olympic success.
And he can come on the map.
But it gets even more interesting.
It does.
You mentioned Roger Federer,
I did.
the tennis legend.
The one and only.
What does he have to do with On Running?
Federer discovered On shoes.
On his own.
On his own.
Wow.
Became a fan.
And then,
Met with the founders.
okay.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Federer became an investor
An investor.
and a key partner.
A key partner.
That's amazing.
He even helped design a tennis shoe line for the brand.
Partnering with a global icon like Federer.
It takes their brand to a whole new level.
What a brilliant strategic move.
It was.
It expands their reach far beyond just the running world.
And their story doesn't stop there.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. This is where things get really interesting. In 2021, On Running decided to make a pretty bold move.
What, even bolder than garden hoses?
They decided to go public.
Hold on, going public, that's a major leap. From garden hoses to Wall Street.
It was a strategic decision.
What was the thinking behind that?
They wanted to reach that next level.
Next level meaning?
They raised an incredible amount of money.
How much you were talking?
$746 million.
Whoa.
And with a company valuation of over $7 billion,
That's insane.
it was a statement.
What kind of statement?
They were ready to compete with the giants.
The Nikes and Adidas of the world.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a serious power play. But going public, that comes with a lot of scrutiny, right?
It does.
Financial transparency and all that.
Yeah,
Were they ready for that level of exposure?
they were.
How so?
It was a way to demonstrate their commitment to transparency.
Okay, I see.
It leveled the playing field.
Show they were serious.
They wanted to prove they were here to stay.
I get it. But it wasn't just about proving themselves, was it?
No.
There must have been other motivations.
Absolutely.
Like what?
It was about fueling their ambitions.
Ambitions.
Olivier has always talked about having huge dreams.
So the IPO was like fuel for the fire.
It gave them the resources to pursue those dreams.
Okay, so what are these big dreams? World domination.
They're definitely a global force.
They've got over 1,000 employees, right?
Over 1,000 employees.
Selling shoes in over 60 countries.
Over 60 countries.
And North America is their biggest market.
Their biggest market.
That's impressive. But with so many athletic shoe brands out there, what makes On Running stand out? What's their secret sauce?
It all comes back to Olivier's philosophy.
Which is?
Focus on the present.
Okay.
Create the best possible product.
Easier said than done.
They have this relentless pursuit of quality,
Yeah.
innovation.
That sounds great, but are their shoes actually worth the hype?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, how do they stack up against the competition?
Well, On is known for its cloud tech technology.
You mean those little cloud pods on the bottom of the shoes?
Exactly.
I've always wondered about those. Are they just a design gimmick or do they actually make a difference?
Definitely not a gimmick.
Okay, so how do they work?
Those pods, they compress on impact
Okay,
and then spring back,
interesting.
creating this really smooth stride.
So how does that compare to the cushioning in other running shoes?
It's a different feel compared to traditional foam cushioning.
More responsive.
More responsive.
Okay, so it's all about that responsive feel. But how does On compare to, say, Hoka?
Well, Hoka's known for its maximum cushioning.
So if cushioning is your top priority,
Hoka might be a better fit.
makes sense. It really depends on your individual preferences, right?
And running style.
What about Asics?
Asics are known for their durability.
So runners who log a lot of miles.
They love Asics.
What about On's durability?
Some runners find On's uppers less durable.
Okay, so it's all about finding the right shoe for your needs.
There's no one-size-fits-all.
And where does On's pricing fall in all of this?
Their shoes tend to be on the higher end.
A premium brand.
Many consumers associate higher prices with higher quality.
So they're targeting a specific type of runner
Runners who are willing to pay a premium.
for that on-running experience.
Precisely.
And it seems to be working. So let's fast forward to today. On Running has achieved incredible success, but the footwear industry is always evolving. What are some of the challenges they face now?
One of the biggest challenges facing the entire footwear industry.
Let me guess. Sustainability.
Sustainability.
Consumers are more aware than ever about the environmental impact,
Of their choices.
and they're demanding more sustainable options.
Absolutely.
So how is On Running addressing this challenge?
It's a key focus for them.
In what way?
They've implemented a number of initiatives to reduce their environmental footprint.
Like what?
They're using recycled materials
In their shoes.
in their shoes,
Okay.
and they're working to reduce waste.
In the manufacturing processes.
Exactly.
That's good to hear. But are they doing enough?
Some critics say they need to be more transparent
About their efforts.
about their efforts,
Oh, yes.
and that they need to do more to address concerns about the social impact of their supply chain.
That's a valid point.
On has acknowledged that they have more work to do.
Have they taken any steps?
They've recently released a sustainability report
What does it say?
outlining their goals and their progress.
Okay. Anything else?
They're actively engaging with stakeholders.
To improve their practices?
Yes.
It's encouraging that they're taking these issues seriously.
Sustainability isn't just a trend.
It's a fundamental shift in consumer expectations.
And companies that fail to adapt.
They're going to get left behind.
Exactly.
But On has built a reputation for innovation, right?
I have.
So they're well positioned to be a leader in this space.
They are.
So, from garden hoses to Olympic glory to Roger Federer on Wall Street, On Running has come a long way.
They have.
But their journey's far from over.
It's not over yet.
Their story is a testament to the power of unconventional thinking.
And the importance of staying ahead of the curve.
They've proven that even in a crowded market.
There's always room for innovation.
And disruption.
Absolutely.
But the question remains, what's next for On Running?
That's the million-dollar question.
Will they become the next Nike or Adidas?
Only time will tell.
They've certainly shaken up the industry.
They have.
But the footwear landscape, it's constantly evolving.
Consumer preferences shift.
New technologies emerge.
Sustainability concerns continue to grow.
It's a race with no finish line.
In a way, yes.
On has to keep innovating,
Adapting.
connecting with their audience.
That focus on the present that Olivier emphasizes,
Yeah,
that's going to be crucial in the years to come.
it's like they're running their own marathon,
Constantly pushing forward.
striving for that next milestone.
Exactly.
And that's what makes their story so compelling.
It really is.
They've shown that even the most unconventional ideas can succeed.
With passion.
Determination.
And a bit of good fortune.
So, the next time you see someone sporting those distinctive On shoes,
Remember those humble beginnings.
the garden hose hack that sparked a revolution,
Who knows?
maybe you'll be inspired to chase your own crazy ideas.
After all, that's how innovation happens.
It's inspiring to see how they've turned those challenges into opportunities
They've embraced them.
for growth and innovation.
It's what sets them apart.
That willingness to take risks,
Absolutely.
push boundaries.
And challenge the status quo.
So what's your prediction for On Running's future?
That's a tough one.
Will they continue to
The
dominate?
footwear industry is so competitive.
But On has proven they're a force to be reckoned with.
Time and time again, strong brand,
Loyal customer base.
commitment to innovation.
For sure.
I'm curious to see what they do next.
Me too.
It seems like they're just getting started.
They have a lot of potential.
Maybe they'll expand into new markets,
It wouldn't surprise me.
new product categories.
Definitely a possibility.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into On Running.
From garden hoses to global domination.
What a journey.
It's a story that reminds us that anything is possible.
A good idea
Hard work.
and a little bit of luck.
Absolutely.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into On Running, be sure to check out our website
decentdesign.com.
for more deep dives,
Into the world of sports.
entertainment, and marketing,
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
so you don't miss our next episode.
Thanks for joining us, and keep those shoes laced up tight.
See you next time.